If you want to play the Injustice 2 mobile app, there's plenty of ways to do it, but I recommend Nox Player. Nox Player has many different features, including key bindings for your keyboard, making it very comfortable to play the Injustice 2 mobile app and any mobile app you want to directly from your computer. It's very easy to set up and it's free, so go check it out with the link at the top of the description. Injustice 2 is definitely going to be my personal game of the year. As a massive DC fan, this is kind of a dream come true for me, having an environment where we can play this game at a competitive level and at a casual level with the multiverse game mode. There's so much about this game that I love, including the gear system, which I think was executed perfectly, the shaders, the premiere skins, literally everything I think is very, very close to being perfect in this game. So I don't want to make this video sound like I'm complaining, but I do want to talk about Firestorm's design and what I dislike about it. Overall, everything about Firestorm looks fine. It looks good. Firestorm's design in general, visually, is very, very good. But I feel like there's some missed opportunities there. For people who don't know, Firestorm is made up of two different characters, Jason Rush and Martin Stein. There's also two other characters who have been a part of the Firestorm Matrix, or at least the main Firestorm Matrix. That's Ronnie Raymond and Jefferson Jackson, neither of which are included in this game, which is fair enough. Obviously, you can't have all of them. It's possible in the future we're going to have some premiere skin for Ronnie Raymond or something like that, but even in the context of this game, the character we don't really get to see a whole lot often is Martin Stein. He's in the story mode for a little bit, but overall we don't get to hear from him, which is quite a shame. In the DC Legends of Tomorrow TV show, even when Firestorm is running around in his regular suit, while they're fused together, we still get to hear a lot of dialogue from Martin Stein, basically coaching along Jefferson Jackson. In this case, it would be Jason Rush. I think it would be really cool if some of the Clash quotes involved Martin Stein, or even the intro dialogues. For example, you could have Firestorm clash with somebody, and then they would say, type of trash talk towards Firestorm, and then you could hear Martin Stein in the background talking to Jason Rush, say, "Just focus, Jason!" It's really disappointing that we don't get any type of interaction with Martin Stein. It's perfectly okay if you don't remember this, but Firestorm was technically leaked a long time before he was revealed. He was on some leaked list, and I was very excited to see him on the leaked list because so far a lot of the leaked list had been true. And I was thinking, well, this leak list is probably going to end up being real. I really hope Firestorm was actually in the game. And I started envisioning what his intro dialogues would be like. And I really hoped that when he was entering the stage, it was just him and Martin Stein walking up, and then they fused together and we got to see that on screen. And then he did his opening dialogue. That would have been really, really awesome. It's perfectly okay that they didn't do that, but it's an extra thing to kind of incorporate, let everyone know that Martin Stein is a part of this character. Martin Stein is pretty consistent throughout the Firestorm Matrix, at least from my experience. Every piece of Firestorm content that I've absorbed, the TV shows, animation, a little bit of comic books, and even in Injustice 2, Martin Stein is consistent throughout all those versions of Firestorm, and it's just disappointing to me to not have any interaction with Martin Stein at all outside of the single-player campaign. This is not to complain. Again, this is a game that I love, and it's very possible that the reason Martin Stein isn't there is because of time restriction. There are so many intro dialogues in this game, so many voice actors, so much to cram into one game, which they've managed to do a really good job of, and I'm very impressed. Really anything, if it was just a limitation, I would have preferred them, as a Firestorm fan, to not include Firestorm in the game, and maybe wait until DLC so you can have some more time to work on the character, or even just wait until Injustice 3. This is one of the reasons that I can't really sympathize with all the people who are really, really hoping for Beast Boy, because if I was a massive Beast Boy fan, I would prefer them to get the character right, gameplay-wise, voice dialogue-wise. I don't want them to rush the character, if that makes any sense. With Red Hood, I'm really hoping that he turns out to be very, very good, and I would imagine that he will be very, very well designed, but there's a little bit of concern in my brain because, of course, it's a character that everyone wanted. I don't want NetherRealm to feel pressured to add the character without getting them right. And whilst Firestorm was a big part of the story mode, so he was kind of demanded to be in the game on the main roster, I think I would have preferred a world where we had a different character in that role, and that way we could get some future involvement with Firestorm and actually have Martin Stein be a big part of the character. Not all is lost. Again, I'm not super upset about this, but again, in my perfect world, Martin Stein would have been a bigger part of the Firestorm character. My name has been Bilbsy, and I will see you in tomorrow's video.